What is up? We are wrestling maniacs out there worldwide. I'm the host with the most, the best one, Donnie, here with.
What is going on, everybody? Danny Huckins here, man. 1/3 of We Are Wrestling in the motherfucking house. We got some extra for you. But before we get into that, man, we got the Asian sensation over there with his Ozzy Osbourne sunglasses. What is going on, man?
The power of the sun in the palm of my hands. What's going on, guys? We are wrestling. Ben here at the other third. Got a great morning today. Hope you guys are all well. Health as well, 2022. But before we get into what we're going at, Don, what's going on?
Well, guys, we first want to start this off by thanking all the We Are Wrestling Maniacs for the support. Because in case you guys don't know, Ben and Danny have upgraded their audio sound. Thanks to you, We Are Wrestling Maniacs, for the support. I also ended up getting an extra mic as well for an upcoming project I'm going to be doing outside of the We Are Wrestling channel. But today, we are going to be talking about Bobby Fish, because there's been some things going around.
God damn it, Bobby.
But before we get into that, if you're not a We Are Wrestling Maniac yet already, and you're not a part of the thousands of subscribers, the best way to support us is by hitting that subscribe button now, turning on the post notifications. Videos be coming out of nowhere like an RKO. And of course, you guys already know the grind is real. So, Danny, what is going on with Bobby Fish?
Yeah, Danny.
So I didn't watch it. Obviously, I don't watch Impact. But I saw a news article from Fightful.
I don't think any of us watch Impact.
Bobby Fish.
Nah, not since it was TNA, boy.
Bobby Fish debuted last night, I believe, at Victory Road on Impact Wrestling, man. Everybody speculated that he was going to go back to WWE, but he was just like, he did the big swerve and was like, fuck you. Now he's going to be watched by 8 people.
So the background before the Bobby Fish situation. So what happened was Bobby Fish's AEW contract was expired, and it looked like he was trying to get Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly to leave AEW and head back to WWE with him and reform the Undisputed Era. But, of course, Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly are under contract with All Elite Wrestling until 2024, and it looked like Bobby Fish did a big swerve with everybody because he was kissing up to Triple H in his interviews, and now he is a part of Impact Wrestling. So, how do you guys feel first about Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly not leaving their contracts?
All right, so I'm gonna go first because I can just get to the point where Dan actually has like an educated background in all of this. So I'm just gonna say my piece, and then I'll let Dan actually go on his whole thing because, again, best dude to have on it. So again, sum it up short and smooth. Kyle O'Reilly, Adam Cole made a very good decision staying in AEW, not trying to buy out of their contract or try to get out of it, not trying to jump ship, especially, just being there. They just got there, years not that long. And there's still a lot to unpack for, their run in AEW. And obviously, like I've stated before, and I think it's criminal that Bobby Fish is the least, I guess you can say, popular out of the era. Which is, again, insane because the dude is an actual martial artist outside of, the ring. And it's just, he could be taken so much more seriously. But to, immediately want to jump ship and then try to get, one of the biggest draws that they have in AEW to just, jump ship on the, on the hunch of a friendship, it's kind of a far-fetched thing, especially when you're like Adam Cole, who's had control of his character his entire career, which is fucking unheard of.
Which I want to get into
wrestling
before you continue. The thing I respect so much about Adam Cole, and I think a lot of professional wrestlers really need to start taking the Adam Cole approach with how they control their careers. Because think about it, Adam Cole, his entire career, has controlled himself, even in a promotion called WWE, where a lot of people lose that control and they let these guys that never even heard of wrestling control them. Adam Cole, his entire career, hasn't
writers for fucking Nickelodeon.
He started off in Ring of Honor, and towards the end of his Ring of Honor run, he did weigh his other options. He talked to Ring of Honor, he talked to WWE, he talked to Impact, and he ended up going to WWE. And he had such a phenomenal run as NXT champion, North American champion,
He made the NXT, dude. He made
And
the
then
NXT championship like fucking prestigious. Adam
And
Cole's
that's the
reign
thing.
was great.
Here's the thing. So then, towards the end of Adam Cole's contract, because that's something with Adam Cole, he's always been committed to whatever promotion he's been a part of. He talked to WWE about a main roster debut, and then he went to AEW and talked to them about what they wanted him to do over there, and he chose to go to AEW until 2024. That's the thing. A lot of professional wrestlers need to take the Adam Cole approach because that man presents himself as not only an athlete, but a great professional.
And a good businessman too, because in this ever so daunting industry and intimidating industry, you always have to bet on yourself, have the chip on your shoulder for yourself, and you have to stay true to yourself. And Adam Cole has always done what is best for Adam Cole, and that is why he's so successful and has been able to maintain his character to the closest of his vest he possibly can. Not many superstars can say that they're able to do that. It's unheard of nowadays. So I really do strongly suggest for every professional wrestler out there to take the Adam Cole approach, because you just might be able to control your narrative. No pun
And
intended.
he does his job. Like, it's not like he goes out and complains about it. Like with WWE,
No, he rocks it.
whatever they gave him, he went out and did it to the best of his ability.
And I'm glad
Just
he
like Ring
pulled
of
the
Honor
plug
and
and said
AEW.
no. And he pulled the plug and said no entirely to a character on the main roster. They wanted him to manage somebody and shave his fucking head. Like, no. No, like that's not fucking Adam Cole at all. And
Ironically
you're
enough,
stripping him of his dignity.
They wanted him to manage Bearcat Keith Lee, and now they're both in AEW.
Yeah, because they both said fuck this and they wanted better for themselves. And you know what? Honestly, good, because you always, in order to make it and be successful in this ever so gruesome fucking business, you need to bet on yourself. You need to, or you're not going to survive. You're going to make one wrong decision, and that could be the end of your career right there.
Yeah,
I
so
will
Danny,
say,
how do you feel about this?
Wait. While he thinks, I didn't get to finish my thought. I do think that Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly definitely made a great decision by furthering their career in AEW, seeing this through, because they could be making money. They're a big draw in AEW's roster right now that really desperately need it, and they're putting on really good matches and stories. So I think it's great. And like I said, Bobby Fish is unfortunately the least popular out of all of them. So I think he could thrive somewhere else. With being repackaged, rebuilt, he might make a good singles run in WWE, maybe mid-carder to start. And if there's a fucking switch in there somewhere and creative, and they really see his potential, boom, you could get him in the title picture. There's so
But
many
unfortunately,
possibilities.
we won't see him in
He's the most,
WWE because
not right now.
he is with Impact. I believe
Yeah.
Impact deals right now for a lot of these guys are short-term deals.
Oh, I'm just saying in
probably
general.
6 months, probably to
Yeah.
a year.
Just like I was just saying in general, like he could eventually end up there and he could thrive. I think out of all of them, though, Bobby Fish is the most flexible in terms of character.
Yeah, he seems pretty generic. The dude can definitely like fight.
He can
I've
go.
seen a lot of his training videos or whatever. I know that before
He just
left.
needs a good anchor. He needs to be steered in the right direction. That's it.
If the man could get a manager, he would have a good singles run.
Yes.
I know most of his popularity though comes from being with Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly and the whole Undisputed Era faction or whatever.
Red Dragon too, Ring of Honor.
Yeah. But I feel like why would he choose to go to Impact first of all over WWE?
WWE
Because
didn't offer him a contract, clearly.
I don't think that they were interested in just him. They would have taken him if the whole Undisputed Era was coming with him, but they're not.
And I do know that he had an issue or a verbal altercation, if you will, with CM Punk.
I believe it. Everybody has at this point.
I do remember that.
Yeah, Bobby Fish went on social media, whatever, and said he wanted to fight CM Punk or this and that.
They could beat his ass in a real fight. I'm like, dude, at this point, apparently anybody can. Apparently, at this point, anybody can.
Yeah, because Bobby Fish was actually, he had a match with CM Punk, a singles match, and CM Punk took a while to do a pin. So, Bobby Fish, as a professional he thought kicking out would be good because it was like, realistically, like he was already down for such a long time from the GTS, but then there was like a miscommunication there. And Punk, won when he kicked out at the 3.
Yep.
And it caused lots of tension between the two.
I don't know, man. When I read this, and I didn't like read like the article or the headlines or whatever. I don't know,
He
like
was just gonna make
the
Bobby Fish
full
look weak
reason.
as hell, and he was like, "No, like you can win this match, and we're gonna like give it a good finish, but you're not gonna fucking bury me. Like
Yeah.
you took dumb long to fucking pin me. I'm not gonna look like a weak ass son of a bitch, and have you still get the 3 pin after it's been like 20 seconds. No, like nobody's gonna want to do that.
But
Nobody. I
there's a
wouldn't even expect it
logical
out of
standpoint
Hornswoggle.
behind Bobby Fish's frustration.
Oh, 100%.
And
He
a
is
lot of people are
completely in
actually
the right
flaming
lane
him for it, which is crazy.
because
You know,
they're CM Punk dick riders. That's
I
literally it. You're not
I
looking at it as a
tried
professional wrestling
I tried
standpoint.
I tried to find that video. I couldn't find it anywhere online.
I did. It's an interview he did.
Well, the
But
interview I'm talking about where he did the GTS or whatever, and he won or something
I'm
out of a
surprised.
kick out.
It's all over the internet. You just got to
I've
go
been
on
able to
YouTube,
find it. I know.
youtube.com.
But yeah,
My thoughts.
Bobby Fish is pretty generic, and I mean,
YouTube, YouTube.com.
I will say it shocks me. Yeah, I thought I thought for sure he was gonna go back to WWE, but
I don't
apparently
think that
not.
Nah,
they're
they
interested in
they
him
want if
singly.
they were going to have Bobby Fish back, like if they had Kyle O'Reilly, then
Yeah,
they
if it was
probably
both
would
of
have
them.
brought Kyle O'Reilly and
My
Bobby Fish back.
my question to
But they're
both
not
of
going to
you.
want him as a singles wrestler.
My question to both of you.
What's up?
All right. So, do you think Bobby Fish wanted out of his AEW contract,
Excuse me.
No,
hoping
his
that
contract
Triple?
expired in AEW. It was
Yeah.
a
Well,
short-term contract.
do you think he would have re-signed if he didn't know for sure WWE was interested in him, or do you think he jumped the gun and that's why he's in Impact because he found out
Real
WWE?
quick though, before we answer that question, I do want to give my thoughts on the Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly situation here.
Let's do it.
I'm actually very happy that Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly didn't jump gun. They didn't make this whole thing like, other wrestlers on the roster did in AEW. I want out. I want out as soon as Triple H, comes back. And that shows how much professional they are. And the thing that upsets me, I don't know why a lot of people are targeting Bobby Fish. I think that Tony Khan should have worked with Bobby Fish on, bringing him back because they had something going with the Undisputed Elite. They just turned on the, Elite. And especially with these trio tag team belts, I think having the Elite and having, Undisputed Elite as well, they could have done something really good there. But unfortunately, Bobby Fish, I think, jumped the gun. I think he thought he was worth more than, what Tony Khan thought. They probably had some disagreements, and unfortunately, we don't get to see Red Dragon anymore. I wish Bobby Fish would, if he clearly the man thinks about, wrestling from, a professional standpoint, why he wanted to go back to WWE with, Undisputed Era.
Yep.
But if he really cares so much about that, why would he leave AEW and not try to work out a deal with Tony Khan and do this trios thing? They really could have, they could have. This is always good. This is going to be a what if scenario for years to come.
It is because it could have been a very successful stable, but I think there's some good blame on both sides.
Yes,
I
it
think
is
there's
both sides. I do
I
agree
think
because Bobby Fish is injury prone.
Bobby
That is
he
something
is.
about his
He
career.
is. The thing is, it's Tony Khan's fault for not being able to utilize him in such a way where we can avoid those situations. But it's also Bobby
Yeah.
Fish's fault for not really thinking about it and jumping the gun super soon and be like, hey, let's just continue where we left off in WWE instead of rebuilding and repackaging who you already are and how to further yourself in AEW. I think that
Yep.
was the biggest issue and biggest fault on both ends. Is anybody an asshole in this situation? No.
No, nobody's an asshole.
Everybody's trying to figure out where they stand as who they are themselves, and I completely back that. But I do think that Bobby jumped the gun and Tony lost an opportunity.
Yes, there it is. Well freaking said, Ben. Well said. So now back to Danny's question now.
I was gonna say, with him leaving AEW or his contract expiring or whatever, do you think he would have left still and without re-signing? Because I do believe Tony Khan tried to get him to re-sign, if I remember correctly. I
He
read that
did
somewhere.
try.
I think it just the negotiations couldn't be met or something like that.
But do you think he would have re-signed if he knew for sure that WWE wasn't interested? Do you think he left with the hopes of, Triple H is taking over now?
Good question.
Maybe I have an opportunity.
Yeah. I think he thought that by making himself a free agent very fast was gonna put like a light bulb in Triple H's head immediately. But with how much is going on in terms of change in WWE right now, I don't think that's necessarily on Triple H's radar at the moment, because he's
Yep.
still trying to bring back bigger names. He's trying to set a larger scale for the future right now. And Bobby Fish, unfortunately, would get lost in that shuffle if you were to take him right now. And I think that that's not fair to Bobby, and it's not fair to WWE at the same time, and to the fans, and how to integrate him in. However, I do think that if he wasn't sure, he wouldn't have jumped the gun. So I think there was some kind of security deep in his heart where he was okay and had some kind of acceptance on wherever he was going.
Yeah, and I think, when it comes down to it, I think, if Triple H, like, let's say Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly's contracts are up right now, Triple H would have a big plan. He would bring them back and give them a mega push because he was all for the Undisputed Era. He booked
Yep.
them, amazing. And now, they're still talked about to this day as one of the greatest factions, probably in the WWE. But when it comes down to it, I think Bobby Fish definitely jumped the gun. And I think, he really had lots of loyalty for Triple H because Triple H, had a lot of loyalty for his NXT guys. And he believed in Bobby
Absolutely.
Fish
They're all getting pushed
more
right now.
than another promoter did. Because you have to realize Bobby Fish has always, been a tag team specialist. He's always been, very misused and underrated. But Triple H really believed in him.
I'm gonna tap in with like an angle, like a what if situation. If somehow successfully Bobby Fish was able to convince Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly to jump ship, it would have been a good contender for the bloodline in a stable.
I wouldn't really necessarily say that.
It would have been good
They would have
with
done
story,
something like
with
that.
some kind of story building, especially with fucking the Survivor Series War Games going on right now. It could have been good timing. However, I'm glad it worked out the way it did. It's just an angle that I was thinking of in like a what if situation.
I will
because
say,
it would
in it,
make sense.
I think he would have stayed in AEW if Vince McMahon was still running WWE.
Oh, absolutely.
I will
Absolutely.
say, with this whole situation. Now I don't know for sure. I believe Adam and Kyle are both injured right now.
They are.
But even though they're a team, they're not necessarily a tag team. I really hope this is Kyle O'Reilly's opportunity to stand on his own and have a really, really awesome singles run. That's what I hope, man.
I
This
want
could
to
be
see
an
Kyle
opportunity
O'Reilly
to
win the
build him
Could
as a
you
TNT
star.
title.
Could you imagine having like some kind of like tournament happen or whatever?
See,
and you see
I
Adam
would-
Cole versus Kyle O'Reilly have them
Bro,
tear the fucking house
I
down.
would love to see Kyle O'Reilly. This is a chance and an opportunity to make it, to start to build Kyle O'Reilly as a single star by giving him not only a chance at a championship. I would want it to be the TNT. I would want it to be the TNT championship,
Yep.
but I would want him. And this is going to come out of left field because I have spoken on this individual. But I think a great match would be Kyle O'Reilly versus Sammy Guevara. I think it would be a
That
great
would be a
match
5-star
for the
match.
TNT title. I feel because Sammy's held the TNT title. So to have him hold it again, I would love to see Kyle take it and get his first singles championship in AEW.
Wardlow got
something?
injured last night or
I
on
know.
Wednesday. So
Here's the
Yeah,
thing,
no,
you
I
guys
I
know
spoken on it
something?
when we were
Speaking
on
of
together
Kyle
last time.
O'Reilly, I think the reason why maybe Tony Khan, didn't make an agreement with Bobby Fish is because of that match that Kyle O'Reilly did with Darby Allin at that pay-per-view. It was one of those, last-minute matches that they did, but it was like the best match of the night.
Yep.
And
Sometimes,
I think he really saw something in Kyle O'Reilly
Hey,
and
man.
said maybe he's more than just a tag team guy.
sometimes impulsive and last minute panic decisions end up being the God sent fucking blessing sometimes, man. And it just worked out that way. And it's great that it did, because it's everything that's going on, good or bad, is so good for the wrestling business right now because it's big news all around and we're getting traction and people want to know what's next. And, it's just a great time to be alive as a fan.
Yep.
I will say this about Bobby Fish with Impact Wrestling. I think that this right now, I hate my fucking camera.
Keep that in as a blooper at the end.
I'm going to keep it period. But when it comes down to it with Bobby Fish with Impact, I think right now, this is probably the best decision for Bobby
I think
Fish.
he's simmering.
Because Impact Wrestling believe it or not, they have a pretty good freaking roster. The
But their
problem is
management
that they're on a
sucks.
network freaking called Access TV that no one has access to. That's the only issue with Impact is
The
the
thing is,
production side of things.
Impact is signed to Access TV, and Access TV is usually for music stuff, for like concerts and to be able to watch concert stuff and live concerts. You do not watch Access TV for professional wrestling, and that is the biggest no-no for
That's
all of
the
this.
I don't know.
problem with Impact.
I don't know why. I don't know
It's
why
Access
Impact
TV.
doesn't just like have their show on like YouTube. I mean, it works wonders
That's
for
what I'm
AEW Dark.
saying. If it was on YouTube and I didn't have to pay every month to watch it, I would watch every episode of Impact. If it was on like Fight TV or something,
At least you're
maybe.
getting
But
fucking
I would
clicks and views, and
subscribe
that
to it.
matters, bro. That
But
matters.
Impact's management fucking absolutely sucks.
Give it to fucking Freddie Prinze Jr. At least he would fucking make it somewhat prestigious again. At least he had kind of an idea of what the fuck to do.
I feel
I'm
like
just
'cause
saying, the part that makes Impact not as good anymore is the unique side of things. Like, they really took away so much unique stuff that really made the viewer tune into Impact, like myself. The six-sided
TNA
ring. I
was
know
great,
some
bro.
wrestlers didn't like wrestling in it, but it was unique. It was special. Universal
great.
Studios, Orlando, Florida. Now they're wrestling in fucking Nashville.
Now they're wrestling in fucking Nashville.
But like Orlando, Florida, it was
Nashville's
special.
nice.
It is nice, but not for freaking wrestling.
you know Impact
The
was started
wrestling.
with by Jerry Jarrett,
WCW.
right?
The wrestling.
Yeah. But I just think like with Impact, the problem is with that promotion is it's just not
Management.
enough eyes are on the product. Like they really need to up the production. They really need to get off Access TV and get on another network that people have more access to.
Bro,
I think Bobby
Queen,
Fish right now,
Jesus.
though, is
I
the best decision for Bobby Fish.
I couldn't watch
I think he's going to
Impact
put
right
on
now.
great matches, and this is a good time for him to, you know, wait until their contracts are up.
I couldn't watch Impact right now if I fucking wanted to, because I don't have the slightest clue where to fucking watch it at. So
No idea.
Exactly, and that's the problem with Impact Wrestling. I
They need
hear
to
they have
fire
a great
their
roster. I hear they put on really good pay-per-views and shows, but no
Yeah.
one
They need
has
to-
access to watching the weekly show.
I feel like the board of directors over there at Impact need to fucking pull a WWE and fucking get rid of the fucking head honcho over there, get new management, get on a better
Scott
TV
D'Amore
station.
is pretty good.
No, the fuck he's not, bro. If he was good, he would make sure his talent is seen. And
Don't
apparently that's
disrespect
not
the
the
leader
case.
of Canada, motherfucker.
Fuck Scott D'Amore, bitch.
Wow, this got really
Don't
violent
disrespect
really
the leader
quickly.
of Team Canada.
All I'm
All
saying
right, if
is,
it wasn't for Scott D'Amore, you wouldn't have Eric Young or Bobby Roode or P.D. Williams, who invented the Canadian Destroyer, motherfucker.
yeah, but if he had better management skills, he would make sure that his roster and his talent can be seen. That's my issue. You have such a good roster. Why not, try and get a better
Get on a
TV
better
deal?
TV deal.
Apparently, it's been like this for a couple of years, bro. Apparently, it's not
It's
fucking
been like
happening.
this for a long time, more than a couple years.
Exactly. So their fucking management sucks, and there's nothing you can say to change my mind.
No, Access TV sucks. They're the ones that are like pretty much like the upper fucking management for Impact. Access TV is like the ones that have control over Impact.
I'm actually the moderator of this for once during this debate. Holy jeez.
But
I mean,
let's stop talking about freaking Impact.
No, wait.
I'm talking
got-
about
we
Bobby
got
Fish
it.
and Impact.
Danny, what's up?
We got it because it does have to do with Bobby Fish. If you had a way of watching Impact, would you watch it?
Yes,
Do you have a way of watching Impact now?
if I really tried.
Nobody has access to it.
They need to fucking. They need
Why
to.
not? You can't find it on watchwrestling.ai because that's where I see it like all the time.
I never see it on there. I mean, I
Well,
don't
go on
really
the
look.
well,
I gotta be
I
honest.
say,
but-
go on the nights that they usually air, and then go on watchwrestling.ai and see
But
how you feel. I
But
don't
my
know.
thing is with
Oh
them
Jesus!
having
I
the
just gave that out. Whoops. Beep everything I said in this. Beep everything I said about that.
I'll think about it.
But my thing is,
Sold.
my thing is, they have a killer roster, and
Yeah.
these guys bust their ass, but their management is just so horrible.
Their management and their
that-
creative.
Okay, I'll give
They-
you that.
they can't be seen, bro. They wrestle in Nashville in front of fucking what,
All right,
17 people?
you want my honest
Yeah,
opinion?
Blitzkrieg Pro has more people at their shows than Impact
you
Wrestling.
want
That's
my
what I'm
honest
saying,
opinion?
man. Yeah, what's
Honest
up?
opinion. My honest opinion on all of this.
Yeah.
Impact and NWA need to fucking like literally fucking meld together, create a promotion of its own with Billy Corgan running it, and get a deal on fucking YouTube.
They
100%.
That
could
would be
no,
lit.
because back then that's what happened with TNA back in the old days. They worked
here's
with
the thing.
NWA.
Regardless
That
of
would be
how
great.
no, listen. Regardless of how NWA may be struggling financially right now, I still will forever respect them as a promotion because they refuse to give up. Billy Corgan is literally so passionate about the business, and he's literally the lead singer of Smashing Pumpkins. Like literally, this dude is so passionate about the business. I would love to have him run both promotions in one on a YouTube deal where you can allow all of these legends, older fucking WWE guys, past NWA legends, wrestling in front of a legitimate audience, making profit and being able to put on these big shows because they deserve it.
I will
But I
say,
will
bro,
say I
like
like NWA
YouTube,
though, how they're
I
doing
love
it right
NWA.
now.
And Trevor
will
Murdoch
say-
is really standing out as a singles competitor. I've been loving his shit with Matt Cardona. Been
I will
loving it.
say, and I think
I would keep
I don't
NWA
know.
away from
I don't
Impact. I think
I
what
don't
Corgan's doing is good.
Yes.
I don't know for sure, but I think AEW has a contract with YouTube, and that's why Dark is on there. YouTube does give out contracts, just like a lot of these big game streamers or
They
whatever.
need to.
They get very profitable
Generous
deals.
because YouTube is one of the biggest websites that makes so much fucking revenue a year. It's insane because everybody's using it.
Kids today have no idea what fucking cable TV is. All they know is
All they
fucking
know is
YouTube and stuff.
That's what I'm saying, dude. So
That's
like,
why
dude,
everybody is cutting the cord.
exactly. Cut the cord.
So
Sorry.
I would honestly have somebody, some higher up from Impact contact YouTube, be like, we want to work out a deal with you guys, have our show on
Absolutely.
exclusively to YouTube. This is how much we want. This is how much revenue we'll be bringing in. I think that'd be good, but I don't think they're
Impact,
smart enough
make some notes, man.
to.
Make
I
some
don't think
notes,
there's.
Impact.
Yeah, I
Look,
don't think
back to the
they're
Bobby
smart enough
Fish
to do.
thing. What I was trying to say was it's good that he is wrestling for Impact right now.
It is because
than
they need the
another
draw,
promotion. And they have the roster that's going to fit Bobby Fish better.
and
right
maybe
now.
he can be integrated in with Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, maybe somehow. Because
Well,
they have
I think
history as
their
well.
contracts are up in Impact. I
Oh,
think
Yeah,
they're
I
going
heard.
back to WWE.
That's how much I don't watch it.
I heard. Yeah, I heard they're going back to WWE.
With
And
AJ
be with
Styles,
AJ
man.
Styles and go against Judgment Day.
Honestly, that would be a good save. That'd be a good save. Like, I may not be a fan of them as where they were when they left WWE, but they may have repackaged in a massive way,
The
and I'm excited to
OC.
see it. I'm here for it, man. Like I said, I never wish for a professional wrestler to lose their job that provides for their family and their livelihood, and to be able to come back to this stage, the biggest, the Goliath of all of sports entertainment. I'm happy for anybody that can make a return and really put a positive spin on the business and to be able to get some TV time, to be able to really live again, and I want that for anybody. So
But you see
as
here
a
with
fan,
Bobby,
I'm
but
accepted.
with Bobby Fish, like with how talented he is, what I'm trying to say, I know Impact, the management's
it.
not good. But the thing is, with Bobby Fish, I would rather have him be under contract with Impact because the man deserves to be under contract with any wrestling promotion, despite, his injury past and history. He
You
deserves to
can
be under
utilize
contract with
anybody as
them.
long as you think about it.
I would rather that than him just be an independent guy because he deserves to be under contract. He's that talented.
I'm gonna pause this real quick, not like pause the whole thing, but Dan, I just want to say I'm really digging your hat, boy. Anyways, continue.
Yeah, bro. We went to Walmart last night because I got new posters, so I had to get poster frames. A little off topic, but my daughter Abby, this was the last one in the rack, and she was like, "Daddy, I found this for you." Sorry, that's
Dude,
Michael
honestly,
Myers, man.
Awesome.
it's fate
pretty
at that
lit.
point, man. Sorry, but I just wanted to comment on it because everybody out here looking fresh. Just had to shout out to the
Absolutely,
boys.
bro. What hat are you wearing, Donnie?
Oh, what hat? Of course. I got my Super Bowl hat. My Rams, baby. Rams
Got
house.
my
Not
Guinness
Swerve's
Ireland
house.
Dublin, boy.
Rams house.
Guinness
what's up.
Irish Dublin fucking dark lager. Let's get it.
So,
I've had this
final
since
thoughts on
2006.
Bobby Fish and the Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly situation.
Yeah, I think. I mean, we're gonna have to see where it goes. I do hope Impact, gets their head out of their ass and they can do something because they do have a very talented roster that I feel needs to be seen or
It's just
The
deserves to
Knockouts
be
division,
seen,
I think,
but-
let alone is the best women's division like right now in wrestling. I think.
Yeah.
WWE is slowly rebuilding itself, but I have to agree with you.
My only issue with Impact is that it's on a television station that fucking very
nobody
few
can
people
get.
have, and I
No
don't
one has
fair,
access to.
I
And
don't
it's called
I don't
Access TV.
I don't think it's fair to the talent that busts their ass every night in that ring to not be
That
able to be seen by a
that
broad audience.
and not fair to the fans that genuinely enjoy the said talent. You know, it's criminal all the way around. But again, I think there's potential on both sides. That's the last thing I'm going to say is there's potential on both sides. It all comes down to
Definitely.
utilization.
And I think at the end of the day, Ben, you said it best. With the Bobby Fish and Tony Khan situation, there's no bashing. Nobody has to be hated on.
Yep.
Literally, it was a disagreement between the two.
It was all business.
And it's all business because I'm sure the door is always open for
Yeah,
Bobby Fish.
and I'm going to say it, and
I
I'll
think
say
we'll
it
see him
again.
back in AEW before, O'Reilly and Cole's contract is up.
And
It's
like
all
I
about
said,
timing.
I'll say it again. I said it earlier on in the episode. The long story short of all of this, and no negative space at all, Tony Khan gracefully lost an opportunity, and Bobby Fish just unfortunately jumped the gun a little too fast, and that's okay. Sometimes things happen for a reason, and we could see
Happens
it.
in all the wrestling promotions all
Absolutely.
the time. But
Absolutely.
that is all we got for you guys. If you enjoyed this extra for the We Are Wrestling talk show, make sure to smash that like button now. If you're not a We Are Wrestling maniac yet already, help support us by hitting that subscribe button now, turning on the post notifications. The links are down in the description below. You can go follow all of our social medias and other YouTube channels. All the links are down below. And
Hell
once
yeah.
again, we want to thank all the We Are Wrestling maniacs for, upgrading our audio here. Because if it wasn't for your guys' love and support, helping this channel, finally make some revenue, we would not be in this position right now. So from the bottom of our heart, we want to thank each and every one of you.
Thank you so much.
But of course, to all the We Are Wrestling maniacs out there worldwide, we are taking over. Peace.
Peace.